WWE is invading Netflix with their latest movie, The Main Event. Not only is the film made by WWE, but it's also about WWE, so it comes as no surprise that a number of wrestlers make appearances in the film. Let's see who made the cut and what they do in the movie. Considering how many WWE flicks he's been in, it's not surprising to see The Miz in The Main Event. The A-lister plays himself, and he acts as the host for a tournament. 16 wrestlers compete, with the winner receiving an NXT contract and a cash prize. Miz appears throughout the entire movie, but doesn't do a whole lot, other than spouting his catchphrase and making some puns.
So don't miss out on this awesome opportunity.
I wish we got to see him hit the skull-crushing finale or something, but Miz still does a pretty good job in his role. Next up is Otis, who doesn't play himself, but instead a wrestler named Stinkface. He's one of the participants in the tournament, and he immediately establishes himself as a heel. Otis's character faces off against the film's main character, Leo, or Kid Chaos as he's known when he wears the mask. Living up to the name Stinkface, the Heavy Machinery member uses his beard and gas to take down Kid Chaos. It's not a huge role, but Otis does get a decent amount of screen time, and the highlight comes when he performs the worm. Despite his best efforts, Stinkface gets defeated by Kid Chaos. Keith Lee has been doing pretty well in NXT, and he can add being in a Netflix movie to his accomplishments. Lee plays a character named Smooth Operator, who's also entering the WWE tournament. Living up to his name, Keith Lee's character has a smooth voice.
Thank you, Miss.
He befriends Leo and tells him that he's been training to be a WWE wrestler ever since he got out of college. The two face off in the semifinals, where Kid Chaos proves to be the better man. Smooth continues to support his friend, and even cheers him on during the main event. The story does have a happy ending for Smooth Operator, as Leo decides to award the WWE contract to his friend, making him an official NXT star. I thought Keith Lee did a good job in his role, and who knows, maybe the North American champion has a future in Hollywood. You may not recognize him, I know I didn't, but the villain of the main event, Sampson, is played by someone on the WWE roster. He wrestles as Babatunde, and besides being a participant at the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018, we haven't seen him on TV yet. But, if this movie is anything to go off of, he's gonna be a beast when he shows up. In the film, Babatunde's character is a giant who likes to eat and only speaks in grunts. His manager does most of the talking for him, and the two dominate the tournament. They even steal a mask that gives Leo his strength right before they're supposed to have a match. Sampson and his manager's plan almost works, but it's the giant's fear of heights that ultimately leads to his defeat. NXT star Mia Yim appears in the main event, but in a smaller role. She plays Lights Out Leslie, another wrestler competing in the WWE tournament. She's mostly seen in the background and doesn't say a whole lot. Like Smooth Operator, Leslie makes it to the semifinals, where she faces off against Sampson. While she puts up a good fight, she ultimately gets defeated. In addition to Babatunde, there's another member of the WWE roster you may not recognize. Eric Bugenhagen hasn't been seen much on NXT, but does appear in the main event as a wrestler named Big Billy Beavers. He wrestles Kid Chaos at the start of the tournament, and borrows Big E's big ending. When that doesn't work, Beavers tries to take down the masked performer with his lasso, which ends up backfiring on him. In the main event of the main event, Kid Chaos and Sampson square off in a steel cage. Before the bell rings, it's announced that Sheamus will be the special guest referee. We get to see the Celtic Warrior perform his signature entrance, and even hear him say a few words on the mic. In typical heel fashion, Sampson attacks the Celtic Warrior and lays him out. Luckily for Chaos, Sheamus gets back up just in time to count the pinfall and raise the winner's hand. The former WWE champion, Kofi Kingston, makes a small appearance in the film. Right before the main event of the tournament, Kingston joins The Miz above the arena to watch the match. We see him reacting to Kid Chaos and Sampson's steel cage bout, but besides that, Kofi isn't seen much on screen. Until the credits. Kingston congratulates Leo on winning the match, and then gets a little creepy.
And who is this beautiful creature?
Imagine getting to meet one of your favorite wrestlers, and they start hitting on your grandma. Ugh. Sheamus, Miz, and Kingston aren't the only ones who appear during the climax of the film. Corey Graves and Renee Young show up to provide commentary for the main event. Both of them do a great job, and they come off really natural. It almost feels like they're hosting a real WWE show. Graves and Young also show up at the end to present Leo with his prize, and even make it for the selfie. Also, Renee has one of the best lines in the entire movie.
But a $50,000 cash prize.
And one of them might even die.
So have you watched the main event? If so, did you like it, hate it, not care, or something else? Leave a response in the comments, and then check out the awesome WWE references in Big Show's Netflix series. With that, I'm Zach from Tab Out Corner, and take it easy.